Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Green Bench. This is Steinseifer? Steinseifer? Anyway, they're from St. Pete. This is their take on Hefeweizen. So double decocted German style, blah blah, wheat, Pilsner, malt. Very curious. I'm always curious to try American examples of German style Hefeweizen because I'm always curious if they ever stack up. I don't know. I generally find that just something about the yeastiness, import, the carbonation level, just like something about the magic of I guess German brewing and the fact that I don't think the oxidation, the timing, it really matters, but just I don't think it's an easy style to brew, and I find very, 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 very few American examples stem to German stuff. So this is relatively fresh, about 3 months fresh from time of review. I probably picked it up a couple weeks before that. So beer comes in a really wonderful kind of like light gold color. Doesn't I find the German examples come a little darker, certainly more hazier too. Yeah, I don't think it's candy conditioned, so yeah, I don't know. On the nose, smells pretty good. Light banana notes, not too heavy on that. A little bit clovey. Um, nice kind of just like weedy kind of crackery thing going on. Head doesn't look quite right. Doesn't have that fluffy, tiny bubble head. It's a little bit rocky. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. They almost come off like, literally, uh, they come off like Crystal Weizen. Actually, should you know? I think I've actually had it once. Weinschiffern makes a Crystal Weizen. They obviously have um, the Hefeweizen, which is like I would say a large portion of people consider that to be the best commercial example. Yeah, at least German, and then like even then, like I think a lot of people would argue it's even better than like American examples, but well, I don't think that's a hard thing to beat. I think from what I've understood, literally is like live oak, which I've never had. Um, makes a world class example. And outside of that, I don't think many people respect many German examples. And that's sort of what we got here. I've had a bunch of these. This one's nice in the sense that it's not too clovey. I've had them come off almost metallic-y from like the weird phenols that they can express. It doesn't really have a fluffy head to it, which really hurts. Doesn't really have a fluffy mouthfeel. Um, banana character is not overly dominant, which is nice, but it really has a really kind of how do you describe it? It's like it tastes like Hefeweizen light. It's just doesn't have the fluffiness and the carbonation, and so much about that beer is sort of imitating kind of or not imitating, but like being like the pre New England IPA kind of beer, like the fluffiness, the carb, and all that stuff. Like this beer just tastes smaller, tastes thinner, skinnier. Um, doesn't have the heft to it. I think that part of that is again the head and the mm, the head and maybe the yeast being in there. But in general, the flavor profile is pretty good. It's pretty spot on that way. I just feel like the mouth feels so important to have fights. And like this beer is a big 5.4, or not a big 5.4. It's a 5.4, which is right around regular Hefeweizen strength. It just doesn't have the heft to really carry the beer a little bit further. So it sort of does what Vit beer does, but Vit beer has like a little bit more crisp quality, a little bit of that kind of like citrusy and the coriander thing. Hefeweizen really relies, I feel, is a little bit more blank canvas. So it really relies on mouthfeel and texture and carbonation to really and head to really like offer creaminess. And but instead, I will say it's very tasty. The banana is not overly dominant. The phenol might be pushed a little bit, uh, but it tastes pretty good. Like it is pretty refreshing, and I imagine if you figure out way to service this on tap that can like benefit the mouthfeel a little bit more or something like that. Um, or like bottle conditioning. Like that seems like a ton of work. So I don't know if they're going to be bottle conditioning or can conditioning Hefeweizen, but I will say out of the American examples, this one flavor wise is pretty good. Very refreshing, crusher. So for me at this ABV, I want either something hoppier. Yeah, so hoppier, you can go like crisp and like bite. So you can go like West Coast, you can go like American Pale Ale, a little bit hop quality, a little bit more bitterness, or you go a little bit fluffier and go like a hazy pale ale or something like that. Here it just sits in the middle where it's just crushability without like tons of like flavor. Like what makes German style Hefeweizen work is the mouthfeel, right? I think the head retention, the mouthfeel, and the yeastiness and the fluffiness um, helps you play at 5% ABV and push you to get somewhere. Here you sort of get a skinny, light wheat ale with some esters and phenols. If you're a Belgian kind of guy, yeah, sort of has a Belgian blonde ale kind of thing going on with less phenols. Not kind of again, not my kind of style unless I really get a great example. Um, 86, 86. That is Steinseifer, Steinseifer. Hefeweizen, Green Bench. Cheers later.